Back in with another stream. As soon as people join, I will potentially post about what's going on. If nobody joins, I'll say it right before because I know not everyone has the time to join in. So, yeah. Either way, I'll end up making an announcement before the end of the stream about a new little thing that I'm gonna work on. Hello, Team X. Nobody cares about Pass. Shut up. Okay, well, I guess someone has joined, so I can, I guess, give this announcement within the first minute of the stream starting. So, okay. So, there who joins the stream, watches this back later. Whatever it needs to be. Two big updates. One of those being that, Advanced Warfare, or sorry, not Advanced Warfare, Modern Warfare will be gaining a new thing. And give me a second, because apparently I got kicked out of my party. Because I don't want to hear other people yelling on the mic. Much better. Either way. So Battlefield Hardline, I will still be doing reviews, but certain weapons I will be cutting out. Specifically, I've been trying to make the PTR-61, or whatever the hell it's called, and the SR-25. And I am not kidding you this. The best gameplay I got with both weapons, including one of them which was fully kitted out, was 6 and 22. If that tells you anything about what I think of certain weapons in this game, then yeah. Aside from that, the really big announcement is that I will be doing Modern Warfare as another game that I will be trying to do a sort of review series for. Mainly I'll be doing certain weapons. Well, yeah, I'll obviously be doing certain weapons, but I won't be doing all of them. The main reason with that being is that there are some weapons that get buffed and nerfed very often. So reviewing them and like putting my opinion out there about them won't exactly do very much. Yes, I know we have Bravo. So yeah, that's the gist of the announcement. Other than that, I'll start working on like a schedule for this sort of stuff because I know my Hardline reviews have been kind of wonky. There won't be another one coming out today, namely because I just don't have the time, and I've been after trying to use that goddamn gun, I'm wanting to punch myself. So I'm not exactly in a hardline mood at the moment, so there should be one within the next day. I should be able to get a video up tomorrow, but yeah. And I got domed by an M4. Yo, what up, Hardline? I'm not sure if you saw the comment I made in response to your comment to the K10 video. I'm not gonna go over it. I would just say, like, if you really want, go and see it, or view it, because it explains sort of my reasoning behind why I said what I said in the video. But either way, I was actually planning to make a video response with one of my reviews, but I decided it's not worth to, how do I put it? It's not worth to call out a viewer just because they have a, yeah. Well, and like I said, I was originally planning to try and do like a response to it in one of like my reviews at the end of it, but on one hand I also know that, you know, somebody just critiquing me isn't I don't know. As long as I've acknowledged it to the person directly, I don't think it requires a video. Especially because it just might end up causing drama that there shouldn't be. And I don't like causing unnecessary annoyances. So, either way. Where's the... Oh my lord. I am so bad at hardcore. Granted, I haven't played hardcore in like a month, so... Oh yeah, and for most of the gameplays I'll be using with, when I do this game, I'll probably be mostly playing hardcore. Just because of the fact that I think hardcore overall is actually more balanced than core right now. Where is... No peoples? Thanks, my dude. Yeah. Like I said, the main, like, don't get me wrong, I love doing the hardline videos, but it's also, it gets degrading constantly playing the same game over and over and doing the exact same, like, trying to figure out how these weapons work and constantly having to switch playstyles on one game constantly. It gets a little bit repetitive. And the main issue with that is right now is that I also said I would review weapons that I generally, like, can't stand using. So it tends to make me not want to make a video. That's probably the main reason why you guys aren't seeing a video today. Is just because of the fact that I was in such a rage mode that I just couldn't play the game. Yeah. No, and I want to do Call of Duty weapon reviews. The main thing that's held me back from doing them is the so-called stealth nerfs and stealth patches. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about them at all. A few pretty big YouTubers have talked about it, but basically there was a massive situation where they constantly started buffing and debuffing weapons without putting in patch notes. So people started getting like super irritated because, you know what I mean, like you have a gun that you've been using for months and it can somehow change on a dime and nobody knows unless they test it in game. I know that happened to me with, I believe it was the R90 is the weapon. Don't quote me, but I believe it was the R90, and that shotgun used to have like an insane one-shot range, but they stealth nerfed it and the gun basically became almost useless within like a week of the game being out. So which way is he coming out? Tango down. By the way, sorry if I'm camping. But kills are kills. I don't care, dude. You're all about to get blown up. Unless my teammate runs in the way. Thanks, teammate. Losing Bravo. Well, maybe we should push Bravo then. Okay, he has freaking Blackjack or whatever the hell it's called. Let's switch this up a bit. Because MP5 is good and all, but I want something with a bit more range. You know what? Oh boy. If you guys don't know, this is the special scope that only the Ram 7 has. It's actually kind of overpowered. And spawn trapped. Sorry if this gameplay isn't exactly 10 out of 10. Do, 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 do. And guy in the window. Oh. That explains a lot. We only have 4 players on my team right now. I don't know, I never like that, like when people just talk about a weapon and don't explain why, like they hate it or something like that. Like, I'll even state too, sometimes, like, I don't like the weapon just because I don't like the feel of it or stuff like that, like, I'll say that to people. But the difference is that I also, like, generally if I hate a weapon, it's because there's A, something statistically wrong, or B, it just does not fit my playstyle. I still don't like that either, like when people just say that gun's trash without actually explaining why. Jesus Christ, these guys. This is what I get for going into a lobby with a guy called Reaper in his name and short Snassy. Reload. No, they have 5 objectives. Freaking dipshit of the game. It's not completely true. I'll actually say this right now. I'm not even the best one. If you want to know one of the people that I actually got some of my original like stats and stuff like that from, I can point him out to you. His name is Critical Chris, but it's both the C's are spelled with a K. And it's Chris with C-K-R-I-S. And he does like reviews for all Battlefield weapons, and he's done quite a few that I've actually, like, he used to be my main source for Battlefield hardline weapon reviews. Eventually I just wanted to do some, because like a few of them are outdated, but most of them are completely good. But that's like, if you want someone else who does like Battlefield reviews, he's probably your best bet, because he's done every single one from hardline and up. Nice try. I need to get one more kill in order to get my I need to get one more kill in order to get my frickin' Harrier. But that ain't gonna happen because, well, everyone is screwing about. Oh, I could have killed that guy. Why might I get into some beef? I mean, I don't tend to pick on people at all. Even online, like, I don't know. I enjoy watching drama, I don't enjoy dealing with it. So if someone has like a bone to pick with me, I would probably say my 2 cents, but I wouldn't, I don't know. I wouldn't let it drag out anyways, so if anyone was trying to pick beef with me, it probably wouldn't last too long. Actually decent looking, but actually better than the one I have. This is probably actually the lobby where I should be, since because I don't have that scope unlocked, which means I should probably go and try and get the goddamn crossbow, since I still never unlocked that thing. Okay, bipod, 50 MA. Lol. I don't get that, because it's like, oh well, like, if you hate my videos, then, as my old phrase goes, if you don't like a video, like, if you have some honest critique about it, put some critique in, but, like, I don't know, if you have no good critique or no like way to improve the videos, I would recommend just like not like trying to think of a way to say this without really being rude, but I guess I would just follow the phrase: if you don't have anything nice to say or anything good to say, don't say it at all. Because it's one thing if you want like my content to be better, it's a completely other thing if you just want to like, if you just don't like the video, then you know, and just leave a dislike. I'm not opposed to criticism, but I also don't like it when people start like, you know, trying to put up a fight or try to make like a fight happen when it probably doesn't even matter that much.
UAV entering the AO. Securing Bravo.
Well, I mean, my voice has always been monotone. Plus, weirdly enough, people think I read off of a script when I do these videos. I actually don't. I literally somewhat read from the stat page and that's it. Like I'll look up like the Battlefield Wikia stat page and I'll confirm like I'll confirm generally whether it's right or not, and then if I can confirm that most of the stats are good, then I'll just like, you know, I'll read off those stats that I need to, and I'll compare them with what my already based opinions on the weapon are. So I don't like, I don't know. My voice is always going to be monotone though. That's just like how my voice is. But then again, if you look at most review channels, their voices either tend to be monotone or they tend to be very, very squeaky. And this is coming from somebody that watches at least like 5+ review channels on like games. But take that as you will. Where the hell are the enemy? Kid's talking shit. I don't care, dude. If anyone wants to talk crap, I really don't care. I mean, considering the fact I was bullied in middle school, I don't know, I've learned to not care about what people say. Unless it's something I should actually pay attention to. Like, if it's actually, like, important, or if it actually means something. Okay, then. And I got punched in the back. Oh, really, really. Nice try, buddy. There's one thing I'm good at in this game, I know I am, that's pistols.
There, I got movement. Got him.
Other than me absolutely hating everything having to do with semi-auto rifles and hardline, completely, I don't know, average. Not great, not bad. Fucking idiot. I love people that sit in the back of a map. At least I'm running around with a goddamn rifle that actually gives a damn. And once again, bravo, good sir. You are managing to sit on a building. Kill me, whilst I am a random idiot running around with a semi-auto sniper rifle and still managing to get pretty decent amounts of kills. Heal up. Yeah, but I mean, I don't blame them, because when Hardline first released, it was a very bad game. Like, even I'll admit, the game was terribly unbalanced. As in, like, the M16, the M416, the K10, and, like, the AK were, like, the only weapons you could generally use and actually get kills with. Because every other weapon in the game just murdered, like, those are the only weapons that could kill fast enough. Okay, I was gonna say, if my teammate shot me there, I was gonna get pissed. But, and the other thing is, though, is that I agree with people when they say that, like, the setting for Hardline wasn't very good. Because I could completely get down with like the whole, like, how I say it, like criminals versus cops scenario. The difference is though is that the scenario they chose was more cookie cutter. Hardline remastered. Yeah. Well, and this is actually one of the few times I'll quote another content creator and how I think about how a certain game would have been handled. One great person that called this out was Angry Joe. If you guys have ever seen him, he's a pretty famous video game reviewer. But he called out saying that this game could have been so much better if they put it in like, instead of being like just a cookie cutter like cops versus criminals, instead make it like a sort of like drug war or something like that, like, you know, like in Colombia or stuff like that, like legitimate, like terrifying real world scenarios. And not only would that given them a lot more like variety, like they could have pulled out so many more weapons than we have in that game that were like much more dangerous and stuff like that. But it also would have put a much better tone for the multiplayer, because then you actually would like see these big battles as where, you know, even some of the biggest like standoffs in like this sort of like that kind of style of criminal history, even some of the biggest standoffs were only like 20 people versus like a shit ton of cops. So it's like the scenarios were so implausible, as where if just a slight change in scenery whilst keeping the general premise the same could have easily gotten something that was A, much more realistic, and B, probably much more fun. But that's my main gripe. But I still like Hardline because, well, I think it's kind of funny the fact that I can run around with a taser and basically turn people into a walking UAV. God damn, anyone got enough RPGs?
Friendly VTOL on station for Overwatch.
Wish I would get a frickin' sniper scope on this thing already, but... Also, with the stock, the X16 moves so much weirder. Hold on. Did anyone else just see that? Like, the guy just, like, turned 90 or turned 45 degrees? Yeah, kind of. That was the main gripe, was just that they chose a setting that was great, but it doesn't fit Battlefield like the way Battlefield was meant to be played. Like, I like the fact that they put like bank job in the game and stuff like that, because, like, you know, you could simulate like movies like Heat and stuff like that, which was a very good criminal movie. But point still being is the fact that, you know, a slight change in scenery could have done so much more for that game. I think I just killed some guy and he left the game. Lol. Where is the enemy? Oh, your aim is terrible, kid. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck did I just do? UAV.
UAV entering the AO.
Funnily enough, other than the whole stealth nerf thing, the only big issue I have with this game is the fact that, like, you can't keep your kill streak. Like, I don't know, your kill streaks, I say they don't reset when you get all of them. So, like, you have to constantly, like, you have to kill yourself in order to get a kill streak. Get all your kill streaks again. One explosion. Explosion. 20 with 3 captures. But no, I can't agree that if Hardline was remastered, or if it was like, I don't know, like if they modded it like Battlefield 2, if anyone's ever played that. Battlefield 2 has quite a few mods like Project Reality and stuff like that for PC, which made the game a lot better. And like it gave you like actual, like, it gave you closer to realistic stuff and like base building and all that. So I mean, something like that would have been just as good too. But I mean, if somebody were to mod Hardline into a much more like, I don't know, like mod like its setting and make it slightly better, because the game's gameplay now is very good. And also, you have been lit on fire. But new DLC would be nice. I don't know. The issue with this though is the fact that they can't do anything now. Like, they can't bring it back because not only did the company that developed it, Visceral, get canceled, as in they got literally just told to get kicked to the curb, but there's also the fact that, well, their biggest community, which was fucking their biggest community, which was PC, absolutely hated the game. So who knows? We may get a game that gets that comes closer to it eventually, but I don't expect it to be back. What? What? Why is it reset back to 0? How is that? Whatever. I'm just leveling up the M14 anyways, because who knows, but then you bring it back. True, but then again though, it's like, do we really think that PC will actually take will take a game that they hated so much and actually try and make it worthwhile? I mean, look at Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 people are sticking around because some people have hope, but Battlefield 5, even though I in some ways like the game, I know the game isn't worth playing long term. That's why I did like 1 or 2 weapon reviews and I just stopped reviewing shit for it. Simply because I knew it wasn't worth reviewing. Like, even after my first actual review of the game, I basically said the main issue with this game is that it just needed more content. And then what they do? They went and fucked it all up. So, who knows?
They've got 2 objectives.
This rate, though, I don't deem DICE or EA competent enough to actually save it. Save any of the battlefields at this rate.
Enemy in the back alley.
But I don't know. Only issue now will be trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to get the stats for these weapons. Eventually, not yet though, because I'm using Share Factory and I don't have a way to import things, because I don't have the ability to import things right now into the into Share Factory. So, and I'm planning on at one point getting at one point I'm going to end up getting Adobe Premiere or something like that on a laptop, and then I'll just actually edit videos. So I mean, at the point that I actually start editing videos, yeah, and the thing is I can go into YouTube Creator Studio and change it at some point, so eventually I can do it. I don't know if I'll ever need an editor, because I've made thumbnails before. Not of the style that most, not the clickbait thumbnails that people use nowadays, but I've generally can make decent thumbnails on my own. But if I ever need one, who knows? Probably.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Oh yeah, and definitely. And good thumbnails always makes a channel more popular.
Enemy at the corner.
Right now I'm just keeping it the hardline symbol because it's something to signify that it's an actual series. That's all connected, just because I don't have the time especially with searching for weapon stats and stuff like that.
UAV on station.
I don't have the time nor the energy to actually like go around looking up these stats and then also making a thumbnail. What the fuck?
Hostiles at Alpha. Go.
See him, I did. Have a good night. Hopefully, I'll have another video out by tomorrow.
Enemy holds all objectives. Securing the
Enemy at the barber shop.
We're taking Bravo. Captured Charlie.
And I got RPG'd in the back. Like a boss. Got spawn killed like a boss.
Losing C.
Yeah, that's because right now YouTube's kind of fucked with their whole system getting screwed up. Don't expect notification to be showing up very often. I recommend checking YouTube like anywhere around 1 o'clock
Enemies halfway there.
during the day. I'll generally have a video up by then if I'm making one that day. If not, expect there to be a video posted around like 6 o'clock late or later. Those would be the 2 times I'd recommend checking, because those are when I most often post videos,
We're taking Bravo.
is between those times. But yeah, ever since the whole coronavirus situation, YouTube's been having serious issues getting out notifications and like dealing with that kind of stuff. I'm getting that fucking capture. I was getting that capture whether I liked it or not. Run, 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 run. And kapooya. Hello, brother. And I got shot in the back. So yeah, so I guess you've joined, so I guess I have to restate what I was talking about earlier. So as of now, I've decided that I will be making a Modern Warfare weapon review series. It'll be a bit less it'll be more on the back burner and like less prominent than Hardline at the moment, but I planned on making one, so that's just like a big announcement. Other than that, Hardline video will probably be up tomorrow, another one.
Ready for flyover. Precision airstrike available. On your mark.
Yeah, and the thing is that people keep I'll have to try and like find a new stat page though, because the stat page I'm using right now doesn't give me the stats for Modern Warfare.
We're holding 2. We have the advantage. Be advised. UAV is being moved.
I don't care. Shoot me in the head. By the way, if anyone wants to know what I'm using an AK with RPK barrel, Merc foregrip, frickin' I believe it's flash hider or something, or no, it's slave hand and drum mag. Come on, call it in, call it in, call it in. Of course, the teammate gets in the way. Nothing much I can do at the moment.
Enemy at the front shop.
Set in charge. Reloading. I'm with you. Got a UAV on station. Ready for flyover.
Yeah, I missed quite the messages, yeah. It's not the biggest thing, like I said, it won't be like super prominent or anything, it'll just be like, it'll be something if I'm like really annoyed with Hardline or something like that and like I need another thing to post.
Ready for recon flyover. UAV entering the AO.
Because even Hardline gets irritating after a while.
Got 2 objectives. Lock it down.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, I like Hardline. That's why I'm doing the reviews, because Hardline is like, it's a game that's fun to play. It just it's, I don't know. It's a game you can't play for an extended period of time because of the way the game is and just how, like, how irritating it can be to play it long term. Like I said, this more just gives me something else to review. If, like, something starts getting, like, if Hardline gets irritating or something like that, it's just my ability to give you guys content goes up, and my overall, like, quality will go up.
We're on Alpha, stand by. We've got a UAV on station. Ready to fly out. We hold all the objectives.
Where are they at?
UAV entering the AO.
Okay, so they're out here.
Enemy electronics store.
See, I don't get where some of these guys are coming from. Yeah.
Be advised,
No, and that's like my main thing with that game, is just that if I play it for too long, it gets
getting hammered. Step it up.
way too irritating.
Secure
Switch you to 545, switch you to rubberized.
We've lost Charlie.
Oh my god, that Romanian barrel. Nice try.
Assist your team at Bravo.
Come on, guys, you guys can hold it. Thank you.
Be advised, friendly precision air. You're needed at Bravo.
What was that about us being needed, Bravo? Ooh. That was a hit and a half. 26 kills? Not bad, not bad. I didn't get play of the game most definitely, but the thing that also makes Modern Warfare so much more fun than Hardline, especially to record and post like weapon reviews, is that I can do so much more versatile. Like, I can make so many more class setups and stuff like that. Make so many much, like, I can make much weirder weapon setups. Like, just the AK alone. A good example, I can change this into a basic sniper rifle. I can also change it into a, hold on. See, I haven't had hacks yet. I've had, lobbies in which people had, like, broken guns, but I have not seen hacks yet. But yeah, like, a good example of why I like this game so much, though, when it comes to, like, guns, is like, oh, I can make an AK-74U loadout. I can make an RPK loadout. I can make, like, a semi-kind of sniper rifle loadout. Like, you know, like, there's so much more, like, in-depth, and I can, instead of just doing weapon reviews, I can also do, like, I don't know, like, class setup reviews and stuff like that. Like, make, like, semi-realistic class setups for, like, real-life, like, armed forces, and see, like, how well they would fare in this game. And that makes it kind of, like, that makes this game have a lot more replay value than Hardline, because Hardline, it's basically just, well, if you're Enforcer, run Ammo Crate and run Ballistic Shield, unless you're playing on, like, X and X map, because then if you're playing on this map and that map, then you actually want to switch that out and switch it for this weapon. Like, or for this gadget. It's like, there's no reason to, like, there's nothing that really needs to change other than depending on what mode or map you're playing, that you might change, like, one or two gadgets. Otherwise, it's basically just personal preference. That kid's fucking retarded. Mind my French. And of course, you are prone camping.
Taking Bravo, stand by. Bravo secure. We've taken the lead.
Oh, I forgot how good this gun can be. Plus, people forget that this area exists. Reload.
We are taking Charlie. Securing Charlie. 2 objectives secure. Losing A.
Got it. We are losing A. And I'm getting shot at from the back of my own spawn. Wonderful.
We are taking Alpha.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I actually don't think of Hardline as my favorite battlefield. My favorite battlefield of all time is Battlefield 4, and you can see that by my game. Like, I think I have over 600 hours in that game. Like, that is my favorite battlefield of all time. And that game I've played since since like a week after it launched. And I still play it to this day on and off. But my main issue with Hardline nowadays is, like I said, compared to all the other Battlefield games, I can only replay it so long. Hey team, can we probably get some like help out here? Just saying. I would really love some guys to actually, like, help me capture the objective.
We've got Alpha.
And you're camping in a corner.
UAV overhead.
And you're pre-firing me. Bravo, good sir. You are now an officially titled douchebag.
We're in the lead.
Like I said, officially titled douchebag.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Because even I'm not that big of a cunt when it comes to camping in a corner. Anyone else see that? Swear to God, I just saw a sniper rifle round go off. See, I actually went for PS3 and PS4, and I bought premium. Like, Battlefield 4 is actually the only game I've ever bought DLC for. The main reason why I have DLC for Hardline was because I had the I got it when like the year after, where they give like the free DLC and all that. That's when I started. That's when I that's one of the times like I really started playing Hardline a lot, was when they just came out the free DLC. Fucking riot shield bugging out, of course. I have to shoot at somebody because I think they're actually coming after me, and no, it's just a fucking riot shield. Also, what the fuck are you doing, teammate?
They control 2 objectives. We are losing ground.
I heard somebody.
Friendly care package inbound. Enemy at the warehouse.
See, I'm not seeing anyone. Fucking hell, dude.
Changing max.
Nothing much, my dude. Just playing some Modern Warfare.
Halfway there. Step it up. Friendly UAV online. ready for
Ready for
deployment.
flyover.
I'm such a
Sentry.
cunt.
This is Falcon 3-0. Good copy.
Like, I'm just such an asshole when it comes to this game. What's this? Oh, that was perfect. I don't even care. That was a drop shot for the dream. Don't worry, boys. I got this. I got this. I got this. See? My kill streak got this. And you're camping in the building. A little bit. I'm not actually changing what games I'm playing now. I'm adding a game onto it, and that will be Modern Warfare. I'm going to add this game to one of my weapon reviews. It's not going to be I'm not going to be like posting it more than Hardline at the moment until Hardline is finished. This Hardline will be my like top priority. But it's just like in case I get like super like stressed out or like burnt out on Hardline for a few days, I actually have content that I can push out to you guys other than just like commentaries and rambles. Because I know not everyone likes those. Also, this bastard in his goddamn corner. Literally everyone is going after him now.
That's a kill.
That's a kill. Yeet.
Thermite out.
It's a nice little claymore he's got there.
Care package inbound.
I wish this gun was okay. I wanted a review on COD. I'll actually end up doing a full game review as well. That'll be like my next big like mini project for the moment. We'll be doing a full review on the game. Yeah, I'm actually going to do like a full game review. That's like my next like game review project. We'll be just doing a review on this game. And mind you, just so like everyone knows, I have played the campaign all the way through. Not on like a super high difficulty or anything, but I have played it, so I know the whole story and all that. I've played some Spec Ops. I haven't played a lot of it, but obviously, you know, everyone knows how bad Spec Ops is. Shh. We can't let them know we're still pissed off about that. Also, you are a terrible, terrible Claymore planter, my friend. And you are a prone camping son of a bitch. God damn. 3, 2, 1.
Enemy holds 2 objectives. Take them back. Enemy care package inbound.
And once again, dude. Oh, can I find people that aren't just campers? I swear to God, dude. Like, if I could find 2 players on the enemy team that didn't just constantly camp. Oh yeah, they still haven't fixed a lot of issues in that game. Like a boss. Nice try.
You're needed at Alpha.
Oh, that's your controller. Why? And they fixed it a little bit. Like they've given it
Get those
they've now given people the ability to play like a classic mode, I guess it's called,
finished yet.
which it's like it's somewhat better Spec Ops, but they haven't fixed like the actual problems in like gameplay and stuff like that.
Taking Charlie. Stand by.
I heard a little bitch run around. I don't care, dude. You shot me through a wall. And I'm still best player on my team.
Enemy at the train track.
But no, like I'm even going to say it in the review. I've barely played Spec Ops because I know how bad it is. Like legit. Okay, I played 3 of the survival maps, and the first thing I said was, "Damn, why can I not just play?" Like literally, I want to play Modern Warfare 3 more than this game. Now, that's sad considering, oh, let's see, when was Modern Warfare 3 released? What was that, like 2012, 13, something like that? Let me just check this real quick. Because I don't have the case with me. I actually have it at my grandmother's where it is. Yes, I know. 2011. This game is 9 years old, and I would rather play a horde mode on a 9-year-old game than play it on a game that has not even gotten its year cycle yet. Well, and like, I'll say this, right? I know this is a terrible opinion. I know a lot of people hate this game, but there was one futuristic Call of Duty that I liked. I mean futuristic as in like jetpacks and all that stuff. And that was Advanced Warfare. Now I liked Advanced Warfare. 2 reasons. One was the jumping mechanics were somewhat clunky. That actually made them feel more believable. Because I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen what like actual jetpack shit tried to like work with. The ability to control shit the way that they do in like the other futuristic Call of Duties is actually a lot harder to replicate. Like would be a lot harder to replicate than it would be in Advanced Warfare. So I like that because it was slightly more realistic. Like it was slightly more indicative of what it could actually be. And secondly, unlike Black Ops 3, you had the fact that all the all DLC weapons, aside from like 2 I believe, BO3 wasn't my favorite, but I see the argument for why people like it. But unlike BO3, the fact is that in the supply drops, if you didn't, you could get, like, getting a weapon from a supply drop without like a bribe or something was extremely difficult, as where in at least Advanced Warfare, and by some extent sadly I have to put Infinite Warfare on the good list for this, as long as you got any variant of the weapon you could do it. And the thing is that the weapon variants had the same chance of dropping as any variant of their rarity, which meant that there was just less of them. So whilst they were so rare to get, they were a lot easier to get than in Black Ops 3. The main reason why I like it over Infinite Warfare is A, the movement system, and B, the fact is instead of the weapons having like all these weird fucking like insane batshit crazy oh yeah, we all hate microtransactions. Don't get me started on advanced supply drops. Either way. Like, another good example, though, is the fact that, like, in Infinite Warfare, right? You know, the rarest weapons in that game did all sorts of crazy shit. They didn't actually, like... And sometimes they would change the stats. The reason why I liked Advanced Warfare more was that they didn't do anything other than change the weapons, like, base stats by, like, 1 or 2. Or, like, they gave it, like, certain stat bonuses or like, debriefs and stuff like that. So, it made it so every variant was different, but it didn't fundamentally change what the gun was. Like, a good example would be the most overpowered variant in that game, which was probably the Obsidian Steed. Made it to where your 3-shot range was basically insanely high. Thing was, it still didn't change how you use the weapon. It simply just changed how, like, how you could approach gunfights if you wish to. And that's what I mean, is that, like, unlike Advanced Warfare where, yeah. COD World War II, honest to God, I think COD World War II is just a mess. Like, I'll be completely honest. If you guys want my true opinion on it, or at least like the closest to my opinion you can get, go look up a YouTube channel called The Act Man and look up why it's called World War II so bad. And I'll be completely honest, after looking at his video and after seeing what's happened after that video, like all the DLCs that have been released and stuff like that, I can wholeheartedly agree that his review is completely right about how terrible the game is in some ways. And don't get me wrong, I actually liked the game at release, and my dad, who had actually, like, he quit playing Call of Duty, like, he stopped playing altogether. He still bought World War II, and he thought it was, and he actually liked playing it at first. But the thing was, is that, like, not only did you have the DLC weapons, which, yes, you could get them for free, but the thing was, is you also couldn't get them all, like, they did the math, like, there's legit, I forget what the post was, but somebody did the math on, like, a forum. Within a season, you could not get all of the weapons unless you either A, bought once, like, bought something once, or if you ended up, getting lucky from a supply drop. Which meant that not only, so if you want the new gear, if you want all of it, you had to at least either spend some money or be extremely lucky with your supply drops. And that's the main thing that turned off the game for me, was the fact that you're telling me I could grind as hard as I possibly could, do as much work as I wanted, and be one of the best players in the game, but because of the fact that I'm not lucky with microtransactions, I can't get a weapon. Not only that, but and then they brought out fucking, what the fuck was it, Wanderlust or whatever it was, you know, the perk that just gives you all the guns in the game. You just have to keep pressing triangle until you get one that you want. I think that was possibly A, the dumbest, but B, the most hilarious perk they've ever added. But, no. World War II, I liked that first. I can't stand it now. I literally tried going on to play it the other day, and only one match. I can only get through one match before I literally, like, just walked away. Thanks, teammate. I'll need to go get some sleep. Okay, see you, my dude. Yeah, I won't be heading off till 10 o'clock, so I got at least an hour left, or well, a bit less than an hour, but yeah, 10 kills was recon. He's playing his up. Shut up. Why am I top the server? I love spawns. No, if anyone wants to know my opinions of like the different Call of Duty games, though, I can give you guys it in about. I can give you guys like a star rating in under like, for every single Call of Duty out of 10 stars in under like 10 minutes. And these are all the Call of Duties I've played, mind you. So I guess I'll just go through it now. So, COD 4 I give a 8 out of 10 stars. Great game. Nothing inherently wrong with it other than the fact that it's just old now. And that, you know, it's just not as good as it used to be. Not because it was terrible or not because of anything it really did wrong, it's just because, you know, that's what happens when you have an engine this old nowadays. Same thing with World at War, 8 out of 10. But leaning more towards like an 8.5, just because the game is, well, you have zombies, so you have something other than just multiplayer to go for. For Modern Warfare 2, I give a 9 out of 10. Other than the brokenness in the game had a great Spec Ops mode. It had overall quite insane balancing, but it was all part of the fun. And the game was more fun because it was unbalanced. For Black Ops 1, which, mind you, is my second favorite Call of Duty, I will give a 9 out of 10, same as Modern Warfare. Had some lag issues. Well, had a lot of lag issues. Had terrible snipers at the beginning of the game, but overall, it's overall, like I said, my second favorite game. Modern Warfare 3, 8.5 out of 10. Had a lot of recycled weaponry and stuff like that, but other than that, they really well, and it's one of the games I play today most out of all the other Call of Duties. And then we go on to my favorite Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, which I give a rating out a 9.5 out of 10. Now this is my favorite Call of Duty, and I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Now the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because of zombies. The starting map for zombies, trains, shit, was terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. I won't deny it, I've played it, I actually kind of like it sometimes, but it's still terrible. I'll admit that wholeheartedly, that is a terrible fucking map. With DLC, the game can easily become a 10 out of 10. It's just because the fact that you lose, you have that to deal with, that I don't give it the 10 out of 10 spot. The campaign, all the Call of Duties up to this point good campaigns, but Black Ops 2 has, in my opinion, the best campaign of all the Call of Duties. You can choose to play the way, like, you can choose how you want to play things. You can replay missions to get new gear, and you can make different choices in game to see how the weapon, to see how the game changes. Like, overall, it's just, it's so much better in that sense. Let's see. Next up, we have, what is it, Ghosts? Yeah, it's Ghosts. Ghosts, which people are gonna bash me on. I give an 8 out of 10. Now, I know it's leaning more toward the 7.5, but I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. This is mostly because of the fact that while the game, yes, did have fast times to kill in very big maps, if you knew how to play them right, you could use almost any weapon. And the thing is that the game itself, especially with Extinction, was very good. One of the main reasons I'm docking a point off, though, is that the campaign has a lot of bad plot holes, though the gameplay within the campaign was very good. And next we're going on to the game that started supply drops, Advanced Warfare. I give that game a 7 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10 mainly because of the fact that it would be an 8 out of 10 because the game does have fairly good balancing. It has fairly good, it had a good campaign. Exo Zombies wasn't very good, nor was Exo Survival, but they were both passable for what they were. And overall the game was just solid, but I have to dock off a point because it was the iteration of supply drops, and the way that supply drops were handled was quite terrible. So take that as you will. Next up was Black Ops 3, I believe. Yeah, it had to have been Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, in my opinion, deserves a... I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Main issue being was that the campaign was terrible. And Zombies was good, but it was also extremely overpowered. Like, it was the easiest Zombies mode ever. But overall, and the thing was is that the way you got weapons in game, like through supply drops, was probably the worst model we've ever had for getting weapons. Next will be, I believe, Infinite Warfare. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Great campaign. The multiplayer was very imbalanced. I mean, there was probably like 2 or 3 weapons you could actually use. Like, you could use all the weapons, but the thing was you were at a disadvantage if you weren't using one of like 4 weapons.
UAV on station. Ready. UAV entering the AO.
And zombies was terrible, and like I said, the multiplayer was just, it was too imbalanced to actually do anything good with. Next we go on to, if I remember correctly, the next one is World War II. Yep. So World War II. Where do I begin with this?
RTB for resupply. We're on Alpha.
5 out of 10 in my opinion. Now it could easily be up to a 6. I won't deny that there are some redeeming features of this game. But main thing, cookie cutter campaign, had fairly bad storyline. Zombies was scary. Probably the first 10 minutes you played it was still probably one of the less well designed ones, although it was original, so I'd give it back some points for that. The multiplayer was fine at first, but it became fairly imbalanced very quickly. So there wasn't, and then especially with the introduction of like DLC weapons and stuff like that, there was just, and the fact that like it took so long to get one weapon, and that you could easily, just pay your way to get every weapon in the game, made it very irritating. For other than that, it's, like I said, I just think it's a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 game, depending. Black Ops 4. Oh boy, where do I begin with this? Okay. Before the introduction of supply drops, 8 out of 10 game. Needed more content, that was its main big deal, and it needed a single player. Zombies? Okay, we had the new gameplay style of zombies wasn't very good, but the zombies themselves weren't bad, and it was somewhat fun to play, and the maps were pretty fun too. So I have to give it something. For multiplayer, it was fairly balanced. It just needed more content, but after the introduction of supply drops, I have to drop the game down to a 6 out of 10. You just had way too many overpowered weapons getting into the game, and then the fact is, if you didn't buy it, you weren't even getting money, like, you weren't even getting good things anymore, and you had to trade in multiple supply drops just to get one that was duplicate protected. So that meant that if you're somebody who hadn't already opened a shit ton of supply drops, there was no point in even doing that, because there's like 90% of the time you're not going to get a duplicate. Then we go on to this game, Modern Warfare, which, for a quick review here on stream, I will give a 8 out of 10. Good gameplay, multiplayer, great campaign, terrible Spec Ops. And the thing was that they got rid of the terrible microtransactions. So those are my reviews of the game, of all the Call of Duties, in like a quick summed up method.
Enemy at the forklift.
You are a cunt. Also, I hate Atlas Superstar, if anyone didn't know. This is my least favorite multiplayer map.
Enemy UAV overhead. We've got Alpha. Securing B. Holding all points. We've taken the lead. Losing A.
Yeah, game. Just let him run right past me. Okay, I don't know who the heck is still in the stream, but Jesus Christ. Well, does it actually say somebody's still watching even? Your channel.
You're needed at B.
No, it says someone's still watching, so I don't know who the hell's still watching, but probably after the end of this game I'm probably gonna end the stream.
We're holding
Just because I'm starting to get a bit tired. As for the person who's still in the stream, I'll probably be playing this. I'll be getting another Hardline video out tomorrow, and I may also make my first Modern Warfare video.
enemy
If I do make one, it'll probably be on either on the Grau or it will be on the AK. There we go. Oh, it just said someone joined back. What?
incoming.
It said someone left then joined back. Okay, I don't know who is still watching my stream, but... Ooh.
Assist your team at Bravo.
Yeah, but of course you're watching that angle.
Enemy VTOL in the AO. You're needed at
Just
B.
keep them off of B, kids, really.
Friendly UAV overhead. We're on Bravo. Stand by. Securing B.
Yeah, get B, boys. And of course you're camping up there. So why wouldn't you be?
Losing Bravo. We're holding two. We have the advantage.
God damn, he switched smooth. And drop from my own spawn. Well, guys, that'll be it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this announcement was good for you guys. But yeah, I will be signing off.